Thank you for sending it.
Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so happy to be here tonight and happy to be introducing you to David at Tarot by the Bay in beautiful San Francisco.
Hello, everyone.
And yeah, thank you so much for coming on, David. I'm really
Thank you,
pleased to have you.
thank
Thank
you
you.
for inviting me. I have a fun time doing the lives.
I know the lives really are fun. I and I really love collabs because it's just something about it, the synergy and the energy, and then working with the people in the chat is so much fun. So thank you so much. Thank
Okay.
you. So it's a little slow. Hi, Nancy Miracle. I see you here. Uh, we're probably going to take a little while to get more folks coming in. Oh, here's Watcher, and here's Viviani, and here's Teresa. Thank you all for being here. MK,
All the comments are
yeah.
racing in here.
Uh-huh. Scorpio Mama, Lisa Keller, Kim. Wow, here they all come. All right. Hi, everybody. So this is David from Tarot by the Bay. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Lisa number 2. Kim, Cindy, Sandy, Debbie, Paula. Oh, wonderful. Thank you for coming in today and being with us this evening. I find that there are more people that actually come in at night, and I just don't always do them at night. But it's really wonderful when I have somebody that's on the left coast.
Yes.
And it's not too late for us to do it. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
Like
Oh,
Marina and I do a Tuesday podcast on alternate Tuesdays, and we can work it out where I can start at 6, which gives me time to get home from work and attend to all the things. But
yes.
yeah, there's other ones I've had to say no to because they start at 4, and I have like 5 direct reports at work, and I just can't cut out that early and not be available because they forever have questions, and I have to give them guidance. That's my job.
Sure, I know. It's hard to have a job when you're trying to have fun, and do stuff that you really enjoy doing.
No,
So
I will say,
Marina. Yeah.
I will say I enjoy doing this way more than I enjoy doing my job, but my job really does pay the bills.
I understand. Yeah. My brother used to call this, not this particularly, but anytime you find something that you love doing, he called it plurk. It was play and work combined.
Yeah.
And you never really think of it as a negative. And so I totally get it. I totally get it. So yes. Hello, Marina. I'm glad you're here. And Kim and Ziggy and MK. Okay, you want to know about Obama's chef. All right.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
Arlene. Hi, Craig Dixon. You're showing and watching Clara's movies during her birthday week. Do you know Craig Dixon? Do you know him and his Clara Bow, his guide that's with him all the time?
No, I've not heard him.
Yes. Clara Bow, the 1920s, early 1930s movie
Actress.
star.
Yeah.
Yes, actress. Yes. And so happy birthday, Clara. And we have Teresa. I said that. I think J Girl. Yes, fellow left coaster. And who else is here? Geo. David, you are competing with Lawrence O'Donnell. Oh, that is hard. That's hard. I love him too.
Lawrence O'Donnell can eat his heart out.
I know. I love Lawrence O'Donnell, and I love Rachel, but at least you don't have to compete with her only on Mondays. And so, yeah. And Jamie Johnson, I hope you're doing better, Jamie. Thank you for being here. And Sally, and my goodness, got a lot of folks here. Glow. Wow. And thank you all for being here. Well, all right. So we're going to talk a little bit about David and how he got his start and that kind of fun stuff. Hi, Mary Thornberry. And then I actually have some questions, but I will definitely put Obama's chef on the list. Yeah. Because that was really tragic, actually. Okay. All righty. So, David, what had you dip your toes into the tarot?
I did like a 45-minute droning on about me thing that I got up my page. But then we started in tarot. I had some tarot readings done when I was younger, in my late teens, early 20s. But what really launched it was right around the time that Trump got elected, I was hitting different intuitive sites, basically just like, guys, please tell me this is going to end like in weeks.
Oh God, you're not alone.
Yeah, and it wasn't. And eventually, I came across Lena Rodriguez. And I was looking. It was probably early 2018 or so is when I first started watching Lena, and and that led to like Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot and Linda G, and it was just the Empress. It was just basically all the same readers everybody else watches. I'm a fanboy too.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
In 2020, about March of 2020, just as COVID was starting, Lena was doing, I think, her second wave of teaching people how to read tarot cards. And I had watched enough videos that it's like I could start understanding what the cards meant.
Sure.
And so I signed up for the class. It was inexpensive, and got myself a deck and memorized the cards and worked with her for like 6 weeks on that. And then started, just playing around doing readings for family and friends. I took additional lessons from Johnny from Tarot's Apprentice.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
And what finally launched the channel was having I did a reading with Linda G, like in August of 2022. This is a personal reading for myself. And I asked if I could, contact her and do a tarot reading for her, because I wanted to practice on her to see if what she thought of my skills. And so a couple months went by, and I did a reading for her, and she really liked it. And it was just really encouraging me to start a YouTube channel. And I did that in December. And in the beginning of January, I had 1 subscriber.
I get it.
I sent her a reading on January 5th regarding Kevin McCarthy and all the troubles he was having trying to get in there. She posted up on a community page. Within 3 days, I had 150 subscribers.
That's wonderful.
So that gave me the big push that I needed. And then a little later on, like a month later, Johnny saw I was doing readings, so he told his readers to check me out, and that gave me another couple hundred subscribers. After that, it's just been cranking out videos.
That's fabulous. That's not always the case. And so that's really wonderful to hear. And I have to applaud you to jump right into the fire and read for Linda, because that's pretty ballsy, really. I don't know if I could feel comfortable, but good for you.
In some ways, it's like I'm really trusting of her. And it's like I'm a very trusting person, so it's like Linda doesn't come across as a mean spirit.
No, she's not. No, she's very
exactly. So it's like, hey, if she likes it, I've got something going on here, and I felt confident enough that I could do it, because the readings I had done were reasonably, it's like, wow, that came through. That one came through.
Yeah.
The world, what do you got to lose?
And it isn't you anyway; it's them. And you're just bringing it through. Yeah.
I have a pretty good way to translate the cards and understand the message that they're giving me.
That's awesome. So do you have a particular deck you like better than another?
Yeah, I typically use the Rider-Waite. It's very, very expressive. The art, I understand the art and the cards. The tricky thing is, like, when I play with other decks, I have to remember what the cards look like on the Rider-Waite.
I understand. That's why I've never really, and for me, I'm an oracle reader. I mean, I've always had the tarot decks. I've done papers on them. But I like major arcana is fine. But when you get them court cards in there and I can't do it. So I just say, well, I'm going to stick with my oracles, and that has done me good stead. So.
Some people, I think it was Johnny was saying, some people just take the court cards out.
Oh, really?
Some people put double court cards in there. But yeah, if the court cards give you trouble, take them out. Then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, that's amazing. I've seen people not do reversals for that very reason, where they don't want to, muck up whatever. And they're able to figure it out anyway after a while. Yeah. But I didn't know they took the court cards out. That's amazing. Yeah. That's a great idea, actually. All right.
And generally speaking, I don't really do reversals. I follow Lena's approach. I don't do reversals. But when I look at when I'm doing the reading, I think of the energy of the person who I'm working with. So you can imagine like Mitch McConnell or Ron DeSantis doesn't get the benefit of the doubt on some cards relative to, say, Barack Obama or Michelle Obama.
Right. I get it. Yeah, we all have our biases, and that's the hardest part, I think. Yeah.
And you'll get people saying, dude, you're biased. Like, yeah. But I do try to temper it. I really do try to not just vilify.
Yeah.
And I do well enough that way.
Yeah. And it makes some of the people that have come earlier, like Paul Ryan or some of the others that were here before, it makes them seem a lot smarter than the ones that are currently in there, and almost like you could really swallow a little bit better with those people, because they weren't those MAGAs. They were just really conservative people.
Some of them, yes. Paul Ryan, I do not cut him any slack. But other ones, yes, I can. Liz Cheney, I can cut some slack for. Adam Kissinger, I can cut some slack for Kissinger. He was districted. He was going to be districted out of his seat anyway, so he really didn't have a lot to lose by being, patriotic and upholding his oath to the Constitution.
Right.
Liz Cheney, I'm sure there was a much longer play that she was involved with there, but at least they're willing to stand up and say this is a line too far.
Right.
And
that's right.
Unfortunately, there's like 50 senators and 200 and something House members that couldn't even make it to that part.
You're absolutely right, and they're still doing that very same thing. There's no change in there.
Yeah.
So I want to shout out to Create Love. She's one of my members, and she says you can create your own deck from multiple decks, and I agree 100%. I've also bought the blank cards and either put words on them, much like what Andrea at Lilac Lantern has done, or I'll put collage pictures on them. That's been a lot of fun. So yeah, it's a lot of fun to do that. So anyway, yes, my goodness. Becky Stone and Kelly, shout out to Pisces and Starhawk. Anybody that came in late, thank you for being here. Amy Wernett, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. So yes, we're going to have some fun. I was telling David that yesterday, no, I guess it was Sunday, I joined Threads. I've been in Threads jail now for 2 weeks because I added too many people too fast. And so I can't do too much there. But it's such a great space, and I've got a lot of blue wave people on there. Mm-hmm. And that's where I saw the letter from Lev Parnas. If you all remember Lev Parnas, he was one of the Russians that worked for Rudy, and he and Freeman, I'm thinking, or I'm another Russian man. Well, anyway, he wrote a 7-page letter to James Comer, who I absolutely can't stand. And he pretty much told him that there was nothing wrong. Hunter Biden didn't do anything wrong. Joe Biden didn't do anything wrong. And Burisma and all of that. And it went on and on and on. I was so excited. You watched yes, that's right. He was on the Midas Touch, J Girl. And Lev was talking to the guys at the Midas Touch. So let's do a reading on Lev Parnas. I would really love to do that.
Okay. Igor Fruman, I just looked it up.
Thank you. Igor.
I have to catch myself because I'm about to say Igor Fruman. And that'll let you know, and you'll know that reference if you get it.
I will. Yes. Young Frankenstein. Yep.
Exactly.
Thanks, Rich. Yeah, Rich wrote it up here too. Thank you. Yes. Please make sure that you like and subscribe and go over to David's Tarot by the Bay channel and show him some love. It's so wonderful to be here with you all this evening. Yeah, thank you. Igor Fruman. Oh my God. All right.
We're doing just a general on Lev or specifically on Any specific question?
Well, since he wrote the letter to Comer, I'm wondering if Comer's going to call him in, or if he's, in other words, or is he going to just ignore it? Because I don't know.
It doesn't fit his narrative.
Yeah, won't fit his narrative is right. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh boy.
It's picking cards. Come on down, folks. All right, we got the Justice card here as the signifier. Again, I guess according to what I was being told by Allie, the letter itself said that there ain't nothing here. It's a total nothing burger. We made it all up. You can ignore it. So we've got Justice challenged by the Tower. And what that's telling me is that if you do the thing that, if you do your job right on the Oversight Committee, it brings an end to the investigation against Joe Biden and such. And I don't think they want to do that because they're tying everything to that investigation. In the past, okay, we've got the Six of Cups. We're going to Europe. We're looking for information. We're bribing people, trying to get all the stuff that we want to get from it, and we're not getting what we wanted because there ain't nothing there. Okay, that leads to a nightmarish situation of crap. What do we tell these guys? Because they paid us a bunch of money to go find this information, and there's no information there. So now Comer's sitting here thinking, holy crap, I put all my eggs in this basket, and now what do? I don't have anything to back this up. So there's a betrayal there, and that betrayal may be to us. If they go ahead and ignore Lev Parnas and keep going, that's a betrayal to their oath to the Constitution and the American people because they put politics ahead of what's best for the United States.
Yeah.
If he listens to Lev Parnas, he's going to feel betrayed by the guys who went over there because they didn't save his bacon and put the Republicans in charge. So I'm given the politics and everything that's going on, they're going to say, screw it, we're going forward anyways. We'll play on people's emotions. Maybe they back off a little bit, but they'll be screaming Biden, crime family, and stuff like that because it's all part of the culture wars and that basic playing on people's emotions, getting them scared in the lizard brain. Outcome's going to be the Three of Pentacles, backroom deals. So what's going to be? They're going to be on television screaming and yelling about this, but then they're going to be in the back room being sensible, trying to find some other way to put their emperor back in charge. That's what I get from that.
Yeah. All right. So I get the card, the stereo. They're blasting out all the things that they need, but they don't want to blast out too much. Obviously what Marge did last week when she showed pictures of things she shouldn't have showed. So why would they want to bring on this guy? But I don't know if there'll be pressure because the Democrats know all about it. I'm wondering, Jamie Raskin's going to say, we need to bring this guy in. Right. But I think it would be death for this investigation because it kind of takes away all of the momentum the traction that they're trying to create. Yeah. And so it might just slide right off the spatula right into the frying pan. I don't know. But yeah, it's funny, not funny in a ha-ha way, but it's strange that they aren't really paying any attention to anything that has to be done, that needs to be done. And they're paying attention to this whole group of things just because they're angry, and they're not thinking about the fact that their former guy, was a criminal. I mean, it's just, it went on and on and on and on. Yep, absolutely. Oh, they want to send it back to the drugs. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing to watch how the Republican Party has fallen to the point where they just flat out tell lies, verifiable lies, because they know that the Republicans supporting them don't care about the truth. They just don't. And that's frightening.
Yeah. Well, and we knew that when Trump was in office because alternative facts.
Yes.
There is no such thing.
Exactly. also known as
But
lies.
They've also keep bringing up the cocaine that was found at the White House, and how the Justice Department is turning its back on any investigation of it. But have you read on that at all, David?
I
did you
did.
find? Okay. And what did you find out?
What I remember of that reading was that it was somebody from out of town who had flown in there, a young person, and dropped it off. I didn't necessarily get that it was planted, and I didn't think it was. And I think it was one of those things where it's like, oh crap, hide this thing. I am bringing cocaine into the White House. You've got to be kidding me. I've never seen this package before. I'm not going to pick it up on my way out the door. This is lost.
Yeah.
I thought though that the Secret Service would know who it was, because it's like maybe that was my logical mind kicking in, because there's so many cameras, and you can verify people coming in. You can narrow it down pretty quickly, but their official stance is they don't know who it was, and they may never know. And is that
it
true?
Reminds me of
a politically good thing to say.
You're going to go on a plane and you forget that you have a penknife with you.
Yeah.
And your intention isn't to go kill anybody. It's just that you forgot you had your penknife with you, And so, that makes a lot of sense. And yes, what was it about the size of a nickel?
I don't know how big the baggie was or how much material
really
was
small. In there. Yeah. Oh, wow. All right. So let's go ahead and do the one about Obama's chef. Let's look at that. So there's a gentleman. He was 45 years old. He used to be the chef for Obama, I believe, in Martha's Vineyard, where he has a house. He wasn't on duty, I believe, when he drowned. He was paddleboarding or something, and he drowned.
So he actually passed away.
Yeah, he actually passed away.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, he did. This is funny. The mariachi.
I'm smiling, and I'm just realizing I'm smiling at the comment. It's like, I'm not smiling at this chef passed away. What kind of morbid person am I? But here he is right here in front of me here.
No, I get it. They do that to us all the time. They'll put something in there and we'll start laughing, and it does look like we're being very
exactly
treated.
Where's that ace of cups and the outrage? Okay, so what do we want to throw on this one? Do we want to try and find out what happened, or?
Yeah, it says it sounds like in 8 feet of water. Okay. All right. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna click a couple more that I see.
Thank you, Alicia.
I could probably look it up, but I don't know if he was by himself. Let me quickly look it up. Obama's chef. He drowned in Martha's Vineyard, right? And it wasn't an accident. Paddleboarding. And maybe he just couldn't swim. Maybe
you said
I'm going to guess.
You said it was an accident?
Yes. They said it was an accident. Yeah.
Okay,
they said it was at a pond. Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, God. Giant catfish got him. All right. Let's see what's going on with that? What happened here? Okay. Entertainment purposes only. Let's see what we got.
Yeah.
King of Pentacles. Health or wealth? Let's see if that's about health. Good God. Is this about him or is this about Obama? Okay, so we've got either a wealthy male or a male that was concerned about his health and feeling trapped or cornered here. I wonder if he was a pond. I wonder if he got tangled up in something. Let's see what's underneath this. The burden card. The Queen of Swords in the past. Help. Ace of Wands. World card. Sorrow. This is a tricky one. Okay, and I have to go through it. It's like, okay, if this is Obama, what would this be? If this is the paddleboarder,
right.
what would this be?
Sure.
Ooh, you know that part about you saying him not being able to swim?
Yeah.
I'm wondering, there could be something to that, or it could very well be he wasn't a very strong swimmer. So I think what we have the King of Pentacles here was somebody who was concerned about their health or might have had a health issue. And that health issue is what contributed to their plight. Like, let's say, for instance, he had a mild heart attack or something like that while on the paddleboard, or he had a stroke or something.
Yes.
And then he's incapacitated. And now you're going under the water. And what have you got? So we had in the past, we have bring it back down again. So in the past, we have the Queen of Swords. There was a decision made. Maybe like a doctor saying, you kind of got a heart problem. You need to exercise more, eat right. Or this person decided, hey, I need to take better care of myself. I need to exercise. So he went out, probably, this is probably working with his doctor. Doctor gave him some pills, said, you need to exercise more, take care of your health so that you live to a ripe old age. So he has this idea, I'm going to go paddleboarding. It's great. I'll be on the water. And, I don't have to swim. I'm just, I'm using my big stick here to paddle me around. It's great. And then his world came to an end. This could have been a health crisis or something like that. It just, or he got lightheaded and just passed out, and then that was it. Now you're drowning. And what makes me think that it might be a health problem is that you've also got the burden card underneath there. I wouldn't be surprised if they do an autopsy and they find he had some underlying health issues like heart issues in this.
And that's my first thought, especially today after LeBron James' son had a heart event as well. And we've been seeing a lot of that. Look at that kid that was in the on the football team. We're talking about people that aren't of an age necessarily where they would have these events, or they did not know that they had a cardiac problem. Right. And I'm feeling the same way. And Create Love says there's a lot of blue in those cards. So there's the water. But I also sense that he thought he'd go out there. He didn't. And I have never done the paddleboarding thing before, but I hear it's very taxing. It's not easy. You have to be in fairly. Maybe he wasn't in the right shape, right state of mind to go out there and do that.
And I've been 45 years old, and I can think at 45, and like you're still thinking that you can run with the young dogs at that point, and you can't run quite like you used to, but you're not old either. Your head's one way, but your body ain't doing what you want it to do.
No, even at 35, I jumped on my son's skateboard because I had done it when I was 10. So, and I fell off and broke my ankle because you don't know what you can do until you can't do it. Yeah. And if there wasn't anybody with him and he was having an event, and it even could be epileptic. It's possible it could be an epileptic that he didn't know he had.
Yeah, so anything that just basically, or a grand mal seizure, something that epileptic, right? Yeah, something that just it incapacitates you for a couple minutes, and that's all. 30 seconds. Yeah. If you inhale water,
that's all it takes.
It's all it's going to take.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Well, that's pretty interesting. But we're seeing more and more of it. I remember once. This lady that I used to work with, her nephew was a bodybuilder, and he was 23 years old and keeled over and died because he was using steroids and he was doing other things, and it just killed him. Oh, he was with another paddleboarder. Okay. All right. Well, thanks, Watcher.
Well, I didn't say anything that made it look like it was murder. So
I don't. Yeah, and what can someone do? That if that person has taken in a lot of water as well, or sunk down below,
Well, and again, if the other paddleboard is in front of them, you have to see it for a little bit. If it's behind them, then you can react sooner. But I was a lifeguard. Do you know how difficult it is to give mouth-to-mouth resuscitation in the middle of a pond?
Water, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's not
You
going to
got to pull them out of the water, and by that time, they're depending on how far it was.
Wow. And I was a high school and collegiate swimmer. Swimming is not easy, and if you're not trained like that, I mean, I could do it because I had the cardiovascular and the strength to do it. But now I'd be miserable at it because I'm really out of shape. I'm not in good swimming shape at all.
I get it. I get it. For me, at 30, I was a brown belt in karate, but that was 38 years ago. So I wouldn't be able to do anything for anybody either. So yeah, there you go. Wow. Oh my. Okay. So we have Craig, I got your question and I will definitely answer it. And we will answer, Alicia says, I need to turn on notifications. I'm late. I just love your sarcasm. There you go. We love sarcasm. Yes. Fabulous. Okay. So, everybody, a couple of things. The first thing I heard tonight is there are 8 more subpoenas that have dropped in the Trump documents investigation, and they're trying not to say where. But you know what? There's somebody that opens their mouth usually and sometimes says where. So I wouldn't be surprised in the next few days if we don't hear something about it. But I'm wondering if it's at Bedminster. I'm wondering if they're all in New Jersey, or did they go to Doral? And is it Miami? I believe he has down there. And I wonder if there's one for Ivana's coffin.
I have read on that thing like 3 times and I still cannot find anything in her coffin. And I think the last one somebody said could have been buried before her coffin went in there. So it's not in the coffin, it's under the coffin. But that would be horrible. But that would be horrible for paper records because now you're exposed to dirt and moisture. And
unless they put them in plastic, hermetically sealed, know. But then you'd have to take that lead. It's a lead coffin. So in order to get underneath it, that would be almost impossible to do. So but you want to read and see if they are going to New Jersey. Let's do that.
Sure.
See if they're going to New Jersey.
I would shuffle more, but this card was wanting to stay on top, so I'm going to leave it on that. Knight of Cups. There's going to be somebody's going to be reaching out. Ooh, that could be search warrants. Let's see.
Warrants, yeah.
Somebody's coming out for search warrants, and crossed with strong emotions. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm still locked in on Ivana's grave. I don't think they're going to search her grave. I think the feds are going to go forward with the search warrants, and the judge has to make sure that this is a good thing because we all know how loud Trump is going to be when those search warrants get announced for his properties. In the past, information changing, things coming really, really quickly. So I think they got some information that they need. It might be they have to act on it quickly. And interesting, you said it was 8 subpoenas that they were talking about.
8 of them.
And we got 8 of wands, so that could be one rod for every subpoena. Current situation, Queen of Wands. I think this is probably the judge who is thinking about the decision whether or not to approve those subpoenas. They haven't been approved yet, have they? Is there reporting on that?
They did say that has been dropped, but they didn't say where. And they said that it's closed. They're not supposed to tell anybody. Is that what you asked?
So, so I think this is like the judge saying, okay, go ahead and start off with this process here. And they're at a crossroads. Which ones do you, I think there's going to be a timing issue. Because if you have 8, where do you go first? Can you search all 8 at the same time? Are you going to search one place at a time on that? And it might just be that they have targets. So I think they're evaluating the data. I think they're evaluating with these subpoenas what they're going to hit first, and are they going to hit the gold mine with this? So, if they do a couple subpoenas, a couple search warrants, I keep saying subpoenas. If they do a couple search warrants and they don't find anything, the press, Donald Trump is going to be livid. He's going to be blasting out on social media about the corrupt Democrats and the corrupt Justice Department. So they need to choose their first couple targets really well to come up with something.
Yes, they do.
The outcome, interesting, is the Four of Cups. They may not find as much as they were hoping for, or they may find what they're hoping for, and they're kind of pointing out to Donald Trump saying, I thought you said you turned over all the documents. What's this? What's this? What's this? Okay. And then we've got the Eight of Swords underneath there. I think in this case, I think they do find stuff, and they point that out to Donald Trump, and he's not happy about that. This could be my biases coming through here. And Trump knows he's trapped, which is why he screams.
Sure.
So that's my bias. If I was going to do the other way around, I'd say they don't find anything, and now they're screwed because they did a search warrant and didn't find anything. But I suspect they will.
I think they will too, because he's worried sick over it. I get, because I got the vomit card. He's just like, he said, oh geez, what are they going to find? And I think they're going to find a gold mine. I really do. Yeah. But you want to know where they might have to look, or where there might be some documents? On his plane. Maybe underneath, in the baggage section. Wouldn't surprise me. Nothing surprises me when it comes to him. But and there was a picture recently taken of him with all his pilots and ground crew and all that stuff. And somebody wrote, who would want to work for that or whatever. And I'm thinking, those are all allies of his. They are. So they would be happy to do whatever it was in order to make him happy. So, wow. Did you also hear about the stuff that he never returned to Israel?
Yes, the dishes or the plates or something like that.
Something antiques or something. Yeah. Wouldn't it be interesting if that was what was in the coffin? Okay, so I saw the comments of, why would you bury somebody in a coffin if they were just ashes? And why would you put them in a lead coffin? I mean, it isn't. If you're going to put ashes in a coffin, why don't you just put them in a little brown box and put it in the ground, So yes, it doesn't make much sense. And I don't know. I still have a feeling there's more news around that.
Yeah.
There's more news that's going to come out around that.
I've been tempted to do a deep dive into that. I got a lot of subscribers when I did a 15-minute Ivana Trump reading. And I started understanding the whole chasing subscribers, chasing likes thing that people talk about. Because it's like, holy crap, if I do a deep dive on this one, I could have 500 new subscribers by over a weekend. But then the problem is that those subscribers are coming for stuff like that, and that's not really what I want to do readings on. Sure. It's kind of like false advertising. So every once in a while, I say, "Hey, we're going to go down the conspiracy theory rabbit hole. Strap on, we're going to have a good time."
Yeah,
that came out wrong.
I get it. And everybody, you got to realize that when you use your cards and you go into this energy, it's as though you are in icky energy, and you want to take your cards and put them through the dishwasher because they, you're reading on things that are kind of crummy, So, yeah. All right. So I want to make sure I got it. Yeah, I know there's no need for a coffin, and it's so that right there doesn't make any sense whatsoever to any of us.
Yeah.
And
look at the bases.
Yeah. I think I love this suburban housewife. I want to see Geraldo open her. Remember the old Geraldo? That's a good one. Yeah, that's
half an hour. Just we're ready to open it after this commercial.
And there's nothing in there except dust. Yeah.
Jimmy Hoffa. The pull out Jimmy Hoffa.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So Rand Paul had a fire. I didn't know this at his house. Was it
At
at his
his
house?
office.
Oh, at his office.
Office.
Okay. Was it arson?
That was
Or
my reading on it said it was arson.
Okay.
Now, somebody brought up a good point. Was he the one that was behind the arson, or did somebody burn it down because through Rand Paul? That part I didn't read on. I made the assumption Rand Paul was burning it down, so I could certainly. I'm okay revisiting that to see if.
And maybe it was Tony Fauci because Oh, yeah. Just ridiculous. Well, it's interesting because my husband has a lot of kinfolk from Kentucky, and they adore Rand Paul. And he wasn't really well liked. He is a doctor, but he is an optometrist. And so when he's arguing with Dr. Fauci about, the past thing that we just went through that shall not be named, it didn't make any sense. It would be like a kindergarten teacher arguing with the president of a university, just ridiculous. So let's look at that then. So is it his people that started the fire? Let's start that. Yeah. Wow.
Ooh.
Oh my.
That's not a good. That's not an auspicious start if your name's Rand Paul.
Right.
In judgment. When I did my original reading, I saw that the fire inspectors were going to go in there and pretty quickly come to the determination that this was arson. I think, this is telling me right now Rand Paul's involved in this. You got the end in judgment with this one. It almost looks like we're jumping past that, like they've done an investigation and they've linked him to it. Let's see what's underneath there. Queen of Swords. Okay, so there was this energy underneath it would suggest that Rand Paul made a business decision with this. If it's either a judge or Rand Paul, do we try and pull out documents? Do we try and do this? Nope, burn it down. Just burn it down. It's just going to be easier that way, cleaner that way. Five of Swords in the past, so winner takes all. This is the burn it all down card. Wow. So the decision was made in the past to burn it all down, and it was to interesting, trying to get rid of stuff that would be valuable to somebody. And the trick is he may not have succeeded because there's so many ways for data to be saved that just burning paper isn't enough. There's a lot of electronic data, it gets uploaded to the clouds. People can photocopy. You can walk out with a USB drive. There's also emails can link you to this. The thing that I did see in my previous reading was sometimes you burn it all down for plausible deniability. It's like, I know those documents involving my July 4th trip to Russia, but they all burned down. So I really can't give them to you at this point.
Can't help you. Okay. So they may be feeling the pressure from the Justice Department. He may have felt the pressure, you think? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And I think it has everything to do with January 6th. So you have the Strength card over that. And the Queen of Wands. So we have two queens here. What is going to happen with this? Strength. This is going to be Strength, Queen of Pentacles, data, Strength, and action. There might have to be some subpoenas or something like that to get access to his cloud or something along those lines. There's some strength here. You have to. It's like the Justice Department has to make a decision. Do we want to continue pursuing this because there's political risks with doing this? And we've got that Queen of Wands coming up again, saying, I think it might be that same judge that we threw out on the last time on that one. Full New Jersey. I think, and again, another queen. We have three queens in here. There could be women involved there could be women involved with this. That you got three women. Like a woman saw something of value, she took action to save this value, and then because she took action, she's got the information, and that's going to be his undoing. and it starts him on a new journey or makes him look like a fool because of that, because he's going to deny it, but he can't because there's your judgment underneath there. Yeah, I think they're going to find that he's involved with it. He tried to hide information, and somebody saved some.
Yeah. Yep. And they're all doing it. They're all, in this mess together, and they're watching how well. Of course, Trump was not smart about what he did, because he just keeps talking and opening his mouth. But usually these senators, these Congress people, well, let's put it that way, they're fairly smarter, but not much. Yeah. So again, he was sick over I keep getting the vomit card. I'm feeling as though somebody found out something, and he was sick with worry over it. And so he got his little elves to come out, his little minions. And you know what you could do? You could make popcorn in the microwave, and you could burn it for 10 minutes or something. And then look what happened. It started a fire. I don't know. There's the fire coming out of the chimney. I know it says home, but your office can be almost as much of a home as your own home is, because you're there or you have all your information there. But this is what I get as a result. A jail cell.
Yeah. Your second home. Your home away from home.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Oh my goodness. Let's see. The last one I particularly wanted to talk about tonight was there's a congressional hearing tomorrow in one of the Congress that are looking into the UFOs. The UFOs. And they're having last month or 2 months, no, it was last month, Dr. Stephen Greer, who's been doing this forever and ever, came out and had a whole bunch of whistleblowers and a lot of people that told the story. And now we're getting Navy pilot testimony and other things. And they said that there have been over 501 not UFO, UAD. I don't remember. They have a different name.
UAPs. Unidentified aerial phenomena.
Aerial phenomena. Thank you. Since 2004, this has been consistent. And many of us here, I was telling David, I saw one in 1966 when I was 11 years old, going right up over my head. So I've always had a belief in it. And at the time, I think I saw it because we didn't have as much light pollution as we have now. I think a lot of light pollution keeps us from seeing a lot of things, or they look like they're hiding in the clouds or whatever. So I guess what I want to know is, will people take this information as seriously as they should? Or how will this hearing go yeah. I think it's wonderful news.
Me too.
Yeah.
I know you and I talked earlier. I didn't share with you. I saw a UFO back in 2019, and I can put on that one later. But let's see what we've got here. New journey, new starts. I think this is going to be opening a new chapter. I know that since, again, we all watch the same people. Sterling and Linda G talk about this all the time, and Sterling probably gets most of the UFO questions of anybody, any of the readers. Okay, so we've got starting this new journey versus trying to keep the information controlled and locked down. So people want it. People want to control it because they think that people can't handle this new journey. So you got a tug of war here going on.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the past we've got there you go. You got the Two of Pentacles. How much do we give them? How much do we keep? If we give them too much, is it going to cause waves? It's funny because on one hand, we have a pandemic and we're hoarding toilet paper and baking yeast. But on the other hand, you could probably tell people there's UFOs and most people would just roll with it. It's so ingrained in pop culture.
Right.
They're not going to freak the heck out. Not like War of the Worlds and Orson Welles' broadcast,
That's right.
The current situation is the death card. I think it's just bringing an end to the old ways and a dawning of the new ways. So I think that we're going to start getting more and more information from that one. That's that current. We're transitioning to that acceptance. Again, there's a wariness that people won't be able to handle it, so they're going to meter out that information and watch the reactions that people have to it. The the lesson to be learned with this Nine of Pentacles. It's interesting. Okay, so I can look at this one a couple of different ways. If you were to listen to Sterling, aliens bring a lot of wealth, or a lot of wealth of it. There's a lot of wealth of information. I think that's what I'm going to go with. There's a wealth of information here, and things that we can learn from this. On a lower energy, it could be that there's some wealthy people who have influence over whether this information is released or not, because it's apparently not really expensive to buy a senator these days. So you can have people on the dole that are told to release it or not release it.
Yep.
But ultimately, the emperor decides what's going to happen. And I think the thing I was just drawn to was the balm that he's holding in his hand here. It's kind of a healing balm. It's like, okay, this is a thing of wisdom. So we'll start letting it out, and we'll see if that was a wise choice. But it's a hard decision. People are really agonizing over this, and you can imagine how hard that's going to be for certain people who have placed their religion and humanity at the center of the universe to suddenly find out that there's little green men from Mars, as it were.
That's right.
They will have a hard time with that paradigm. People who are in the sciences, this should be a no-brainer for them, because was it the Fermi? I forget the name of the. It's the theory that when you got an infinite number of planets, and even if it's an infinitesimal chance of life, it basically means there's life everywhere else. I might call it the Fermi principle, but I think I'm getting that one wrong.
But you're right. I believe there will be a contingent of people who will say those are just the opinions of people that are woke. In other words, but the truth is that many people have been talking about this for years and years. In fact, John Glenn, when he was up in space in the Apollo capsule, saw UFOs and saw all kinds of stuff up there. And there's even some talk that it's a possibility on the dark side of the moon that we have bases up there, or they have galactic bases up there. Now, I'm not saying all of that is the truth, but I do find it fascinating. Unfortunately, you're going to have people who look at the idea of that movie Armageddon and think, these people are going to come and kill us. And so when they scramble jets at these UFOs, it kind of frightens me, because I don't think that they're here to hurt us. But at the same time, with the way technology has been moving, it could be a foreign entity that has gotten the information and made their own. So I think we have a need to listen. We absolutely have a need to listen to what they have to say and discern it. But you are right. There will be cognitive dissonance when it comes to, well, I can't believe in that because my whole life will have to change. Yeah. That's right. But here we go. Communication. They're trying ET phone home.
Great card.
They're there for that. And the secrets will be shared, but I don't think all at once, like you said. I think it would be too much, too fast. And so maybe we'll know in another 20 years everything, but we're not going to know everything right now, because it would create a lot of shit, a lot of inferno. Things would really blast away. Yeah. Yep.
It's again, conservatives have shown they do not like change, and it has to be really given it to them like an eyedropper, little bits at a time. They just lose their freaking minds. I
know. Absolutely.
And that's not to slam on GOP members, but conservatives go to the GOP, and conservatives by definition don't like change. Change is bad.
No, they don't. Well, a lot of people don't, but they don't at all. Yeah. And it's like, this is a different world than it was. We can't go back to 1960, 1970. We just can't do it, Right. So, yeah. And this is very true. the problem with just about anybody developing reverse engineer. Yes, Jamie, that's what I mean. It could be, we have to be careful because it could be done in China, or it could be done in Russia. It could be anybody that did that. And yes, Buzz was very calm about it. And John Glenn, Cosmic Blue says, saw the grays on the moon. Wow. There you go. Well, that's very fascinating. And yes, Marina, I agree. Yes. If they wanted to destroy us, they would have done it a long time ago. I think they're really here to help us, but we have to be willing to accept the help that we get. So, all right. So, Craig, I'm going to try to answer your question. We usually don't take a lot of medical stuff, but let's see what we can find out. And I know about my blood circulation in my feet is awful because I'm a diabetic. And so half the time I don't feel my feet at all. And so is there anything else to do? You did go to the hospital. Okay, good. Are you wearing, the only thing I can suggest to you, and I'm going to pull a couple cards, is the
compression
the
socks?
neuropathy socks. Yeah, right. The neuropathy, the ones that you wear that are tight support socks, they are very helpful. That's one thing I would suggest. So, and Rhonda Rue, thank you for your donation to David's channel. That's fabulous.
Mom.
Yes.
Did I miss that?
Yeah. All right. So what I get, Craig, is you need to cut something out. I'm wondering if there's something you're eating that's too sugary or that's creating the blood circulation problem. But if you've gone to the doctor, if you've gone to the hospital and they checked your legs and so on and your feet, they should have let you know if you have any problems with circulation. But I'm getting here magic. So, but the magic is up to you. Set your rituals of how you're going to take care of yourself. Make sure that you follow up with that. If that means that you need to wear these support socks or whatever. And remember, I'm not a doctor. I'm getting perhaps soaking your feet in Epsom salts. How about that? Try that one. Yeah.
I keep Craig, do you like people touching your feet out of curiosity? Because I was going to say, man, I never knew about foot massages until I knew about foot massages. And Lordy, yes, please.
Yeah. And they're wonderful. Yeah, they are. What do you? Oh, I love your three amigos.
I'm an absolute hero to my wife because I did take massage classes and I did learn about foot massaging.
Oh, fabulous.
And she's got really sensitive feet, but she trusts me to do it. So it's really great. Okay. So this might be a hereditary thing. Craig, is this something that's running in your family lines? Because this looks like it's a hereditary thing. Giving that. Yeah. And you're stuck with it. This is like a hereditary thing that you're stuck with. Although you can unchain yourself to it or at least minimize it, I think. I don't think you can cure it, but I think this is one of those things, again, diet, exercise, copious amounts of foot massages.
Yes.
To be able to help you with that. It's going to be health issues, juggling your health. Taking care of yourself and doing the things that you need to do is probably, I think you're going to find diet, exercise is going to be a key in this component. Rest. You need rest. It might take a while before they figure it out. This might even be that they have to do some tests or something along those lines. But I think they get to the bottom of it. They will figure out what's causing it and if it's hereditary or not. Well, I think it's hereditary, but they'll find a plan for you there. There might be times where you feel like this is just not worth it. It's too much of a struggle. It's too much of a burden. You can get through it. There's help there. And it might also be that there's a cure that's coming. It's not here yet. It's on the way.
Okay.
King of Cups. Don't be a crybaby. No. I don't know if you have a male doctor. And this is, I think in some ways you look at this like, you know what? Growing old sucks. And as my mom's going to be 88 this week. She says, getting old is not for wimps, and she is absolutely right on that one. This is just part of the aging process. Yeah. But make good decisions, make good choices. You make wise choices, you'll be all right. Judgment underneath that, I think, you're gonna have to make some choices. There's going to be some lifestyle changes that you're going to have to make, and I'm sorry for that.
But, so my dad, when he was alive, he used to say, if I'd known I was going to live this long, I would have taken better care of myself.
Yes.
So there's always this, we always look back and we say, why did we do this? A friend of mine is having a double hip replacement and knee replacement because he ran on concrete for years and years and years. He jarred himself too much. Mm-hmm. So, sometimes we have to be very careful. Yes, neuropathy. Everybody's giving you all kinds of wonderful advice. But yes, foot massage is great if you can get that done, Craig. My husband does, he's a chiropractor, but he does extremities. So
I liked Arlene's thing with acupuncture. So we can get this into action. When you got the 4 swords, that could also be an acupuncture thing. I would say look into different modalities, whether it's massage, whether it's acupuncture. Don't approach it from, okay, well, I have to do just this one thing. There might be a battery of things that you need to try out to see what works for you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And don't go to the mall massagers for your feet. Go to somebody who actually knows what they're, spend the money, go with somebody who actually knows what they're doing.
Yeah. Yep. And Jamie, you're right. Compression socks really have helped me out a lot. I know they, yeah. Oh, so, anything you want to ask before we go? Yeah. Can somebody get rid of, Mr. Bozo, the troll?
Oh, he's coming from my channel too, no less.
I know I can't do it, so somebody on your channel.
Bozo, do you have a question before we delete you?
Yeah, how about that, Bozo? Yeah.
This could very well be one of those things where there's an opportunity to bring him into the fold.
Maybe.
I'm a fun, sarcastic person. I don't think anybody give him the band stick yet.
Wonderful. Oh, you're welcome.
I guess Bozo's not going to ask a question. That's unfortunate. I'd answer a question for you.
Yeah. Well, I was hoping we could just maybe get a reading for the rest of the week. I would love to know, are we going to get some good news? And I think we are, because somebody had told us earlier in the last weekend that I can't remember who it was, but it was the newscaster that said Jack wants to get in before Fanny does. And so he needs to get in before the 31st, and the 31st is next Tuesday.
Okay.
So how about that? How about we ask that question? Will Jack get in before the 31st?
Yeah, now the grand jury, did they meet today or tomorrow? They meet again on Thursday.
Okay.
Before the end of the month.
Yeah. And by the way, thank you everybody for being here this evening with us. This has been a fabulous group of folks, and I've really enjoyed working with David. And no wonder why Marina wants to have a show with you. You have a.
Oh, you're freezing on me. Uh-oh. Is she going to drop? You're not going to drop. Okay, chat, which one of us froze? Is it me or her? I think it's me. Okay. All right. Well, I'll read for you. I'm going to super show. What's going to happen next week? Donald Trump is going to happen next week. Chariot, we're going to get more information on Mr. Trump. On something that's been in the shadows in the background. So this is probably the Jack Smith thing that's been going on in the information on. And there he is. There's my boy right there, Jack Smith. King of Swords is my Jack Smith card. So Jack Smith's on there. We're going to bring an end. So yeah, he's bringing his January 6th. He is bringing his January 6th. He's going to start bringing his subpoenas because he's done all the work he needs to do. And now people are waiting for their indictments to come in. Oh wow! And the Queen of Swords too. And it's going to be a bloodbath. It is going to be a freaking bloodbath. His work is done. So his work is done. He's done the work, or he's through that phase of the work. He's got his indictments, and the Queen of Swords is there. Oh, this is going to be great. Get your popcorn ready. Get your dental floss to clear out your teeth so you can put new popcorn into your toothums. We got that coming on. All right. Hey, Rhonda, just out of curiosity, for my channel, you do have a wrench for my channel. Is that correct? Because I did try to throw wrenches on people, and I think I've managed to get you on there. And now she dropped. Any other questions from the peanut gallery? The solar flare. No, it's not a Mercury retrograde. You can't blame Mercury retrograde. You can. It's on retrograde, but you can blame it anyways. Yeah, okay, cool. I can't see who has wrenches on this one. What else? What other things we got going on? Okay. I know you all want to know. Shall we throw it again? Is Marjorie Taylor Greene the bomber? Somebody's going away. Somebody's going away, going in the timeout square. Judgment. Oh, the FBI has known who the bomber is for a long time, and they've been sitting on it. And they're about to act on this. Oh, we're going to find out. They're going to release the info. We're going to find out who the bomber was. They're probably going to reach out to that person too. Yep, it's going to be revealed. It's going to be revealed. Somebody was working on Passion during that one. And they might try to run. They may get put away for a long time if they've been working on it. You're going to find out who the bomber is in the next week or two as well. Lopez 911, what's up with Devin Nunes? I have a bigger question. What's up with Devin Nunes's cow? Do you remember the Twitter account that was Devin Nunes's cow? I can't find it. He had the greatest cow puns involving Devin Nunes, and I can't find him anymore. It makes me sad. Oh, you have one. You have one already? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Good question. See, I'm trying to find out. FBI wimps. Oh, Bozo's back. Bozo! I was wondering where you were. Oh, you know what, everyone? Because is he Gabe Waking is the cow subscription gone? I know he's trying to sue to get rid of it. Maybe the guy just got bored. I'm gonna throw on Bozo the Clown. And I'm just gonna do a general read on Bozo because Bozo. Bozo's coming in. Bozo wants to. For all I know, Bozo's like my nephew. 17-year-old just coming in, causing problems because. What's going on with Bozo's life? Spirit, what can you tell me about Bozo the Clown here? What's going on in his life that might be something they need to deal with? This is going to be Bozo. This is going to be a blind read. I have no idea who you are, and you only know me because I'm on YouTube. It might be 14. What's going on in Bozo's life? We got some government. We got schooling or some type of big organization. Schooling or church. Oh, and the Wheel of Fortune. Wow, big things. Okay, Bozo, if you're like in high school, you're getting ready to go to college or something along those lines, you've got some big decisions coming up here regarding some big projects. I'm going to assume it's school at this point. I'm going to assume that you're actually in high school or starting in college. You might be starting a new school. You might be choosing a major. And this is actually going to be big on your life path. So let's see what's underneath there. Do the work. Whatever it is that you're going to be doing, do the work. Don't screw around. You can have fun in school, but don't screw around so much. Get the work done because it's actually going to impact your ability. Yep, in the past, you got the Fool card, young person. You're starting your new journey on that. Probably just got out of high school, applied to colleges. Heartbreak. Oh, you didn't get into the school you wanted. I'm sorry about that. But you know what? Sometimes just because you didn't get into the school you wanted or you didn't get the grant or the financing, it's not the end of the world because it just means that it wasn't ready for you at that time. But you're going to be really good at what you do. Don't worry about the school. Worry about what you're learning because it's the information you get from this that makes the difference. Make good choices. You have to set your own boundaries. That's one of the big lessons from school is setting your boundaries, knowing when to have fun, knowing when to take things seriously. Because if you're out of the house, you're out of the house and you're the adult now and you need to make the adult decisions. It's going to be hard. It's hard work. And sometimes you think you may not be able to make it, but you're going to be fine. Just do the work and everything's going to work out for you. Okay. Don't worry. Oh, look who's back. You're going to be fine. Whatever it is that you're working on, you're going to be fine with it. Don't worry. Don't sweat it. Just make good choices on it. And you'll be fine. You back, Allie? She's roboting. You're roboting a little bit here. Yeah. Oh, she said she lost her internet.
I don't know. Can you guys see me? Yeah. Okay. I'm on my phone. I don't know. My internet is just all wonky. Oh, I might be able to get back in.
Yeah, it looks. I remember Linda G was just talking about this. I think solar. She was talking about solar flares. Let's see. I don't. Yeah, Sherry, I will do that. Let's see. You got both sounds coming. Yay! Look at that. We have the twins. I thought I was the only twin.
Oh my good Lord, what a mess. So sorry.
In the back.
I bet you were able to read on that while I was away.
Oh, you know what? I did a reading on if Marjorie Taylor Greene was the bomber. And I think the FBI is actually the Department of Justice is going to release that information when they announce the January 6th indictments. We're going to find out who the bomber was.
Oh my God, that's fabulous. Oh my God. Yeah. She, wow, that's interesting. And it was either her or Obert, because I know it was a woman. You could tell it was a woman. Yeah.
And then I did a reading on Bozo the Clown. And it looks like Bozo. And I'm thinking Bozo's actually going to school. I'm going to assume it's a high schooler going to college and didn't get into the school that they wanted, but that's all right. It doesn't matter. Do the work that you're good, because the star card came out in the overarching. He's going to be he. I'm going to assume it's a he because usually women aren't the ones that do the trolling. He's going to do great. He just has to do the work and be focused, and then you're going to really work out for him. I think right now it's just kind of acting out because hey, I want attention, and we're all high schoolers.
We're old. That's what he said. He said, "Oh, look, it's two old people," or something like that. So,
yeah, exactly. Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely.
Yep, they'll be fine. He'll be fine. Just hard time finding your people.
That's right. Velda, I think you may be right. If they're going to meet back again on Thursday, then that's probably going to, won't you? I could see that happening. Wow. Well, we're both cuckoo and we need the mental institution. Okay, Bozo, that's good. So one day you two will be old. How about that?
Hey, Bozo, I might be cuckoo and a mental institution, but did that reading make sense for you? Are you a high schooler that's about to enter college? Are you feeling like you didn't get into the college that you wanted to? I mean, I could be way off. I mean, this is a total blind read. I have no idea what it was, what you've got going on in your life. But, you can take whatever that is and apply it to what you're on, what's going on in your life.
What's going on. Yep, absolutely. Well, all right. I guess maybe I better go. Oh, no, he says. Okay, fine.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah. Well, we got to go anyway. Yeah, you did. Thanks for being a good sport. Sorry that I had to go away for a while, but thank you so much for being here. And I really had a wonderful time. So let's do it again.
Okay, sounds good. I'm up for it.
Okay, great. Thanks to everybody who's been here today. Okay, Bozo, you're finished. All right. So now you can go to clown school. Well, there you go. Yeah.
Bozo, I'm curious. Are you looking at grad school or are you looking at work now?
Okay.
Are you looking at grad school or are you looking at work? And again, I realize that you're here just to cause some shit and stuff like that. And I get it. But at the same time, it's like, hey, if I can give you a little guidance on that one and get you to look at things a little differently, awesome. You can still make fun of me. I don't mind. Hell, I got kids.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
I know exactly what it's like to be mocked by younger people. The thing that bothers me, though, and Bozo, you certainly know about this. All kids mock their parents. And for extra added bonus, they all imitate their parents and their idiosyncrasies. So, like, for my dad, it was always, God, just stop slamming the door. He's always yelling. And it just the smallest things would set him off. And so whenever it's like we imitate something that my dad might do, it's always about yelling. And I ask my kids, hey, you guys do imitations of me, don't you? Yeah. Would you do it for me? I want to know what I do. No, they won't do it.
No.
It's so frustrating.
They're not old enough yet. Wait till they get in their 40s. Then you're going to find out.
Yeah, they're in their 20s right now.
They're still too young. My daughter's 45 and my son is 39. So they tell me everything. And, you find out much later what kind of parties that they had when you weren't there. And,
Yeah, actually, some limitations ran out on that. Have you ever asked him? You should ask him about, okay, I know you guys do invitations. I want to hear my invitation. If you can handle it, of course. If you can't handle it, don't do it.
Right. Yeah. And Rhonda says she embarrasses her boys all the time. I love it.
It's a parent's job. It's a full-time job.
That's right. We get paid for it one way or the other. Well, okay. Thanks, everybody. I guess it's time for me to go before I get booted out again. But thank you so much. God bless you all. And thank you, David. I had a nice time with you. Thank you. All right. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.